yeah, speaking of which, um, there was a discussion. There's a discussion. We have enough time for this, but there was a discussion. Found this on Twitter. This was an interesting topic. I'm not gonna lie. This discussion, um, this was from like Meru. No idea, absolutely no idea what this is, or the person was. But some people are actually talking about it, and I found the topic interesting. So basically, this person said half a player's skill decided at a character select screen. There's so many players that could be having consistent top results, but are held back because they decided. Jeez Louise, can we stop that? Let's get rid of that. But they decided to play such as Captain Falcon or Zelda instead of Wolf or Palutena. Character choice matters, and he goes in deeper into this. He goes in a little bit more deeper into this, and that's I like how this is I know this is self-explanatory, but I don't think many people realize the difference it makes between playing a top player, playing a top tier and mid tier, let alone low tier. Even if you manage to do well with mid tier, a top tier will bring more consistent and better results. And I brought up a really good discussion. That if people should actually just start switching and just play top tiers instead. You know, in some cases, it has some truth in it. I'm not gonna lie, it has some truth in it, and I see like a lot of people saying this. Like this is like there are lots of things that people said here. Like someone here said, imagine how boring Ultimate would be if we only saw like Wolf and Palu on screen. And then he gives afterwards the response saying Wolf and Palutena are just examples. There's like 15 characters that are completely fine at top level with little difference in power level between them, and another 15 or so that are completely viable with top tier secondary. Almost half the cast is totally usable. But yeah, there's a lot of people that that are agreeing with this and also not agreeing. At least that's how I'm seeing it in the comments below. So here's the thing about playing with characters in the top tiers. If you're he has some truth. I'm not gonna lie, he has some truth. It's definitely true that if a person, like for example, if actually is doing way better when it comes to like a mid tier, they're playing a mid tier character or a low tier. If they're definitely they're consistently doing well with it, or at least to some levels. It is true that if they probably switch top tiers, theoretically they would probably do better. Yeah, theoretically. And it doesn't have to be, well, in a way it doesn't have to be theoretically. It's been shown before, like big examples are like, well, like for example, like Tweak from Ultimate. He did pretty well with like Bowser Jr. and back in Smash 4 that is. He was pretty good with it. He got some good results, but it didn't really brought him the potential that he had. And when he started switching, like he switched to Cloud, he started playing these top tiers, Cloud, Bayonetta, and whatnot. He started getting way more consistency. He started going top 8s and here and whatnot. And but yeah, he started doing way better. But here's the thing, Tweak is just a really good player in general. He's just really, really good. There's a reason why he's one of the best in the world. That's why he's a top 3 player right now. So that goes in a factor also. And in theory, if people started doing the same thing, people would probably start doing better also. But here's the thing that I'm not sure that Meru's not understanding. It is true that if someone switches, if somebody switches, oh jeez Louise, camera's going haywire. It is true that if someone switches to a character that is a top tier and they're consistently doing well as a mid tier, then it's true that their definite potential is definitely gonna go better. I'm not against that. I'm definitely not against that. But on the other hand, here's the thing: there are reasons why people pick the characters that they pick. There's a reason. There goes into factor when someone's choosing a character. There's one, they like their playstyle. There's two, they like their origins, and there's three, they just other unknown reasons maybe. Like could be just waifu reasons or whatever reasons, I don't know. But it goes into factors to why some players just like to play the characters that they play. So here's the thing: a person can definitely do better if they switch to a top tier, if they're already maining a mid tier or low tier. But at the same time, it can also hurt them. It varies from person to person, obviously, because you'll never know. It could be the top tier's character's playstyle might not even suit your playstyle. So in some way, it might even hurt you more than it benefits you. Oh my gosh, enough of these messages. But yeah, again, it just varies to varies. The example could be just Tweak, but the problem is with Tweak is that he's just a really good game. He's just a really good in the game. So that goes into that. And saying outright that you would do better with a character if you switch to a top tier it just goes both ways. It just varies. That's the thing. It just varies to people. You can't say outright that they can definitely do better, but you also can't say it outright at the same time that they're definitely gonna do better. They are probably gonna do better. It's probably the better way of saying it. They're probably gonna do better because again, it just varies. It just varies from people to people. Switching from top tiers is like it's like a huge risk also. So it's not always a good thing. It's like I said. I don't disagree with them, but there's definitely just some things that it just goes into this. Like 100%. Like yeah, like for an example, in Ultimate, I played Zero Suit and Palutena. I mean, in some way, I can do better with Joker if I switch to Joker. Which I'm still labbing him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still trying to train him, but in some way, shape, or form, Joker might not be his playstyle, might not be mine. So it will just hurt. It'll just hurt how I play. It'll just hold me back in some way. So it's not always a good thing, but it's also not a bad thing. You know, it's just a matters of people, and basically it just matters from people to people. The only thing that I just don't agree with him is just he outright just says that you would definitely do better. Like character choice matter. Yeah, character choice matters. But they aren't always held back. They could be already like that certain character they're already playing is already bringing out the best of them. That's one thing. That one character they're already playing is already bringing out the best of them. And but yeah, that's basically it. At this point, I'm just repeating myself. But yeah, it just varies from people to people. You can't exactly just be sure that if you switch, you'll just instantly do better. So yeah, in a way, you can't change the way you play if you switch a character. You can't instantly become better when you're switching a character. Maybe a small level up, maybe. In some way, maybe it's a small level up, but not entirely a big level up. If you suck in the game, basically, and you switch to a better character or the best character in the game, you're still bad in the game. There is nothing changing to you suck less. So the point is, if you still suck in the game, you still suck in the game, and you gotta do something about that. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, but again, we can't discard what he's saying. This is definitely a discussion this is definitely something that's been discussed for a while already, ever since fighting games came in. But it has some truth in it, that's for sure. If you want to take his word for it, for sure, 100%. um, it is it can be true. It's just in the matter of testing the waters. If you think the character is good for you, and you think switching is good, and you are getting better in that certain character, then go on ahead. You'll never know. Maybe the switch actually is a good idea for you. Maybe the character that you are playing and switching to a top tier actually brings out your actual true potential. You'll never know. It just matters of knowing. It just matters on knowing yourself. So there's that. Yeah, that's basically all about it.